Podcast. This is episode 53. Want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. We're trying something new. This is the first time we are going to do our podcast live on YouTube, and Joey must be shy for the camera or so. Oh, there he is.
Trying the Chris Collinsworth, baby.
Oh, that was a sweet chair slide.
There you go.
If you do follow along on Tuesday nights, you probably sit there and wonder, what the hell is Joey talking about? Because you don't know what we're talking about. Well, now you can. So follow along on Twitter as well. We try to throw up some stuff there as well. But again, thanks for listening and thanks for following along. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight on YouTube. If you are watching live, we appreciate it. But again, we do want to hear from you. Slide into the DMs and let us know how we're doing, what you want to hear us talk about, because we'll talk about it. We want topics here. So Joey, how can everybody get a hold of us?
Yeah, you can follow us at our social medias, Twitter and Instagram at Heartland Pulse. And as Trent mentioned, jump into those DMs and search us on Facebook. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you already know where to find us, but just search Pulse of the Heartland. And also, as Trent mentioned, every Tuesday night, we're going to try this. See how things go. We'll also put another podcast. We'll also convert this audio, put the podcast out normal Wednesdays and Fridays. This is going to help us connect with you guys some more. So also on Tuesday nights, you can also jump in the comment section on the YouTube channel and then also in Twitter, and we can follow along and let you know, if you want to hear something, want to hear us talk about it, we can follow. You can follow along. Let us know live how you want us to take the show.
Tell Joey live how bad his takes are. You can just jump right in.
Perfect. All right. Well, Joey, what are you drinking in that mug?
Oh, yeah. So had one of those days at work where it was just everything was going wrong. I ordered 2 drinks at the bar after work to have with my meal, and I don't know what happened. Their ice machine broke or some shit, but I still didn't get my drinks. So I was like, well, it's too late now. So I just have Diet Mountain Dew.
What'd you order that needed ice?
It was going to be vodka diet, and I don't know if they just forgot about me or what. I asked twice, never got a drink. So
yeah.
They didn't charge you, did they?
No,
just
didn't
for
charge
the
you for
ice.
the rocks either, huh?
No, they didn't charge me for any of it.
Good.
It was wonderful. So yeah, just Diet Mountain Dew tonight.
All right. Well, Bryant, what are you drinking?
I got a little. We talked about those Crown Royal cans. Got a little Crown Royal peach tea here. So hold on, let's see.
Ooh.
How's that? Was that crisp enough for you guys?
That was good. That's really good.
Sound crisp.
Not bad either. Shit.
Have you had that one before?
I haven't. I've had the green apple and the normal Crown before, but that's the first time I've had the peach tea one.
What's the green apple one supposed to be mixed with in the can?
Cranberry.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Clark, what are you drinking?
Well, I went to the store the other day, and I picked something up that's been talked about on this show a few times. I don't know if you can see this.
Yes.
Oh, no.
I know what it is.
Oh.
So I figured I'd try it. And here we go.
Ooh. Nice. What a look there, Clark.
Bring out the
So-
Templeton, Clark. Bring
Yeah.
it out.
No
It's
more
ready.
live. I don't want to do
It's
this
ready.
anymore.
Nice.
So
Lime
wanna
cube.
know- who the hell wants vegetables in their Gatorade?
Right.
What is this? Come
They're
on.
refreshing and amazing. I don't know what you got. I don't know what your
Oh
problem is.
man. This is going it's in the trash. It's gone.
Is it a negative? A negative on the alloy scale?
Yeah. What was alloy like the higher the number, the worse it was, like golf, or is low numbers?
Low.
bad?
Let's low number is bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's a 0.
Oh man, zero alloys.
Not a fan.
That's not what I'm going to put on Twitter. So
Joey's
Put
gonna
this
say
on
another
Twitter,
satisfied
Joey.
customer or something.
Put this on there right here. Woo.
Ooh.
Templeton.
Rye.
It's hard to see with your background blurred.
I know. I'm trying to get Google Docs. I'm trying to figure out how to make it dark mode, because you can see it's a little bright. I make it go away, and here I am. So, yeah, if anybody knows how to make Google Docs dark mode, that'd be great.
It does look like you're being blinded by the sun right now.
I just won't read the notes. I don't need them.
Yeah, Clark's
But
winning.
going with a Templeton and a little ginger ale is my choice right now.
We
So,
talked about that last week too.
yeah, I mean, I'm with Ryan here. No Schweppes. This is
Got some Canada Dry.
yeah, that's the one. Canada
That's a good
Dry.
one.
Yep.
Is there only 2 brands of this stuff?
I'm sure there's
Probably.
more, but
I mean,
those
do
are-
you need another flavor of soda? I mean, there's Pepsi, there's Coke, there's Crush, there's Fanta, there's Mountain Dew, there's Mellow Yellow. There's only 2 of everything, Trent.
It's true.
RC
it's like
Cola.
the Ark,
That's right.
Noah's Ark of sodas. There.
Yeah. There can only be 2.
Now, Ryan, what are you drinking?
So I don't know if Joey's had one of these or not, but I was at the local liquor store here last week or this weekend and saw a big ass can of what I can imagine is probably a terrible drink. And I'm going with the original Club Tales Sex on the Beach right there.
I have not had that, but that sounds
All right.
right up
10
my alley.
10%. Let's see what the open here is like.
Oh, I thought we were going to see it spray everywhere.
I did too.
That's what I was a little worried about. That's actually not bad. That's not bad at all. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5 alloys.
Sex on the Beach in a can. All right.
I've seen those, but I've never been brave enough to buy one.
That's actually not bad. You can taste a little bit of the malt, but it's not like the alloy series.
Not like a Steel Reserve.
It's not like a Steel Reserve.
That's a good thing.
Trent, what are you doing over there?
I'm just drinking water. I am on call again. Like I said, I've been stuck on this like every other Tuesday being on call rut. So just drinking water. My last 2 call nights, I've been called in. So I haven't been called in yet tonight. So hopefully it stays that way. So
Give me some of that reverse osmosis water, right?
the reverse osmosis water. You drink it like
Nice
this.
water people can drink.
Oh,
A little pinky up. Is
Yes.
that what we're doing?
Yes.
Shit.
Clark, did you get yours?
it's getting installed tomorrow.
Oh, full
Oh,
review next week on the pod.
That's right. Full 5 stages, baby.
Clark's water.
We're going to jump right from bitching about NAL for a 4th week in a row into reverse osmosis water.
Okay, we are
Yeah,
men of many interests.
Yeah.
Right.
Water being top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As everyone can probably figure out, from listening to the pod, we're very handy. We smoke meats, sports. We're just manly men, every single one of us. Now that they can actually see us too.
We hang drywall.
We hang drywall. It's
Ryan.
this is this should have been done tonight. This is turning into tomorrow will be day 3 of doing my garage, but it's happening. It's getting finished. I am not good at this stuff. And it's sad how bad I am at doing this. It should be easy, but hey, it's happening. I guess it's working. I'm saving money is the big thing.
We should have all came to your house. We could have been live from Ryan's garage, and we could have just knocked that out.
Well, the other night Joey and I were talking about it on Xbox, and he's like, if you lived a little bit closer, I would come and help. Well, he's not that good of a buddy, I guess, if he's not willing to drive 8 hours, 10 hours to do it.
Not when I have to drive 48 hours in a week for work. I'm not gonna. No offense, man.
No, it's working out, like you guys said. That's what putty and tape are for. We'll make those gaps work. I haven't cut a finger off yet or put a screw through my hand or anything like that, so that's good.
Hey, it hasn't gone the worst it could yet then. So
No, we got one more day tomorrow. Let's hope it works well.
remember OSHA, PPE, wear your goggles, wear your gloves. We want you to be safe up there.
Yeah, I haven't done any of that. I should have goggles. Last night I took a shower and I must have gotten some dust in my contacts because that just about killed me.
Oh,
Yeah.
When I did my basement in Newton, I was putting up, I insulated everything and then did the drywall after that. And I was doing the insulation and I was wearing gloves, but I, had one of those throw staples and you just slap it onto the insulation. And I was holding up insulation on the ceiling and it went through the tip of the finger on the glove, did not touch my finger at all, and just stapled my glove to the ceiling. And I'm just like, this is a good stopping point for the day.
That's for you. Like, wasn't it Clark Griswold that got his shirt stuck when he was putting up the Christmas lights and everything?
Yeah, he did it on his on his sleeve, and he.
So just like the hero.
Yeah. I almost dislocated my shoulder yesterday. That's I was doing a far corner. I'm like, I'm not going to try to get any closer. I just want to get this one small, I don't know, it's probably a 3x3 panel put up. And so I'm just like the very last screw of the night, I'm reaching up to do it. And my arm like dislocated in and I kind of fall forward and it hurt for a while. And it's a bit sore today. I'm not going to be golfing anytime soon, I don't think. But I'm probably the only person that's ever dislocated a shoulder while doing drywall.
No, there's got to be someone else. No matter how bad you think you are at construction or doing drywall, there's always someone worse.
There's a reason that there's people like me and Trent, we can handle radioactive tracers just fine. We can pass pathophysiology just fine. But god dang, you put a hammer and a saw in my hand and things can go wrong.
Wait a second. Didn't Clark, you're in the same field, right? I'm tired of them leaving you out.
No, he's not. He's not in the same field.
Clark likes magnets.
He likes magnets.
Bitch.
My bad.
He's the Jesse Pinkman of the radiology world.
I'm the one area in the hospital where you can go and I can tell you that there's no radiation with what I do.
I like it.
Yep.
So you are the Charlie Day of
contaminated.
Anybody else got anything going on?
No, I mentioned before my car. I need to get the brakes, the brake pads, because literally when I finally realized what people mean by a screeching halt. Because fucking every stoplight, I have to stare straight ahead because I know there's people just going, "What in the fuck is that?" Just fucking going to every stop sign. So I just keep straight ahead. I ignore like it's not me, playing like it's someone else. So.
Brian's in his car, like looking around, like who the fuck was that?
It wasn't me. So no, I'll fix that this weekend. But that's about the only thing going on in my life right now.
Are you replacing the brakes yourself? Is the question.
Oh God, no.
Take it to Ryan.
I don't fucking know my ass from a hole in the ground with anything mechanical, so I'll get it out someone to do it.
I also put on new downspouts this last week too, because somebody, the wind took the pit boss down and put that right on top of the downspout, so I had to replace those too. First time I've ever done that too, so I'm just really getting to be super good with this stuff.
Becoming a manly man over there, dude.
I'm basically becoming a contractor at this point.
Tim the cool man over there.
Yeah. Heidi ho, neighbor.
Yeah.
Anything going on in Kansas there, Clark?
Hang on, let me turn off the lights. Oh,
You getting sunburn over there, Clark?
I'm just doing a little research here, trying to find a way to get dark mode on Google Docs Web because they don't have an option for it. So I'm researching. Before long, I might be able to see again.
You might need to go get your Sand Creek bucket hat, your golf hat.
Yeah.
Keep the sun off you.
It's either that or just turn the brightness off on the monitor, man. Jeez.
Yeah. That's better.
No, I'll say I'm just getting a water softener tomorrow. That's pretty much it.
All right. Joey, where are you at this week?
Sitting here watching Kevin being a d-bag. You need to turn him off already. I am in Austin, Texas. Hutto to be exact, right by one of our branches down here. So
nice.
Yep.
You getting Longhorn fever or anything down there?
God no. The GM here has a Longhorn Yeti Cup, and I already talked shit about him, how they didn't have anyone drafted. So
Did
that
you
was
know,
pretty good.
Joey, that you got drafted just as much as any Longhorn player this week?
Exactly.
Crazy.
I don't even need to pay tuition. I could be a college dropout like Kanye and still be making no millions in the NFL. But
Did he sick his pet monkey on you?
he did not.
The Pole Assassin. Jesus, it's been a while since we brought that one up.
Yeah. So we got a text, Clark and I, from our buddy Torres, and said there better not be any Texas slander on this podcast
Oh God.
this week. So we
Sorry,
didn't even
Torres.
make it 10 minutes in. Here we are.
Yeah.
I'm even in the land of the Longhorn, and I'm still talking shit about them.
Yeah.
But one thing I did get in last night and got barbecue right away, and it was disappointing as fuck. I got tried to get my normal sausage and brisket platter with 2 sides. They were out of all their sides but corn on the cob, which being from Iowa, that's fine, no big deal. But then they were out of everything but regular sausage and had 2 pieces of brisket left, charged me full price, and also charged me for an extra side of sausage because I said I wanted a little extra to make it for the brisket. Then they wouldn't take it back and give me a refund. So screw you, Southside Market. I will never be coming back.
The double birds on our first ever
Exactly.
live podcast. All right.
Exactly. Get that
Hey,
shit out of here.
Does anybody here like tequila?
No.
Depends.
Is it in a margarita? Maybe.
I can't do tequila, but I just see a tweet here now. Michael Jordan and LeBron James's tequila companies are finalists for an award.
Ooh.
So I want to see who I can already tell you Jordan's will probably be really good and LeBron's will probably be a flop.
But
Yeah.
Came up with that dad joke myself.
That's
I
the
like
quality content y'all tune in for.
put up a few sheets of drywall and start wearing New Balances and jorts every day. And
I've got white Pumas on. No New Balances at this point. I've got my Pumas from college still.
You should get a
Amen.
fanny pack.
I should get
yeah.
a fanny pack.
Hold on.
definitely.
I got a question real quick. We got 3 dads and a former shoe salesman here. What is the official dad shoe? Is it Nike Monarchs or is it the New Balances?
It's gotta be New Balance.
Reef sandals.
You wore those before you were a dad.
Still am, baby. I really like my Hey Dudes.
I wear dudes a lot.
Not me. I basically only wear ons, I guess, if I'm walking around.
Isn't it crazy? I was thinking about this the other day, like how much dudes have blown up in the last. So like when we got married was in 2018, and I had seen them online, and we went to that store in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and they had them. I'm like, holy shit, they've got them right here. So I bought a pair, and then now they're everywhere. Like everybody has dudes. It's just crazy how much they've blown up in the last 3.5 years.
Yeah, no joke. I like to buy mine online. Makes it easy.
Yeah, I bought 1 pair online, and my other 2 that I actually found in stores. So.
I just went shoe shopping last night on Zappos. I saw a bunch of Instagram stuff for New Balance's new line, so of course I was looking at some more Roavs. Yep, that's my favorite
what?
shoe. They're called Roavs. It's their foam-based ones, and you don't have to tie them. They have stretchy shoelaces, and you pull up like a sock. They're amazing.
Okay.
I think you should get the white ones, the dad shoes.
The 623s. Yeah, I sold a ton of those at Trade Home.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do we want to jump into some NFL talk now that
Talk some football.
Let's talk about how the Longhorns suck.
Yes, let's do that. Now that 262 more people have now entered the draft or entered the NFL via the draft. I guess a lot more via free agency, but you guys did a podcast on Saturday. I did not join in because I didn't have anything to say about the first couple rounds because I didn't watch a whole lot. So I'll let you guys take it away.
At first, Trent, I thought you were saying we had 262 viewers watching this. I was like, holy shit!
Yeah, what the
I am super pumped.
Yeah. I mean, I can't believe we don't, but here we are.
Sometime soon.
Yeah.
Yep, soon.
This is the first one.
But
Right.
no, I'm saying. Well, I guess we kind of already touched on day 1 and 2 ish. I mean, with how day 3 finished. I mean, anyone have any? I mean, differentiating opinions from what we kind of talked about on Saturday?
I think I was happy with how the Falcons went after their third, fifth, and sixth round picks.
Mm-hmm.
Really filling in spots of need other than a wide receiver, which, like I said on Saturday, I'm okay with Drake London, but I'm not okay. I wish they would take someone else, but whatever. We'll see how he
Isn't
pans
Julio
out.
a free agent?
Yeah, I don't think he'll come back. That'd be a stretch.
It would. Okay.
We'll see though. But yeah, I mean, if we're just touching on our favorite teams right now, I'm okay with what the Falcons did. They got the picks of need in the spots they needed. Just I didn't agree with the right players, but we'll see how they pan out. I'm not going to shit on someone that's just starting their career.
I got you.
Are you
You're
sure?
a better person than most. Because we're going to do it.
That's fine. Your teams have won a lot more recently than mine has, so
Yeah.
you can go ahead.
All those
and judge
Super Bowls
more.
the Vikings got. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we totally made it to the Super Bowl in the last few years, right? Like the Falcons.
I guess if we're talking that way, then yeah, maybe I should be able to judge more. But no,
Judge
my team's
away,
been playing.
Joey.
That's okay. It's all about the Breakers right now, baby.
I love it.
The only
I'm not
team
even sure if they
in
played.
Joey's life that knows how to win.
Exactly.
No,
Yeah, that's all I got. I thought the rest of the draft was pretty sweet. I wish Tyler Goodson would have got drafted, but only 2 Hawkeyes got drafted. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah. Did you get picked up by anyone?
Yeah, he did. Matt Hankins got picked up by the Falcons, so I might buy that jersey, as a free agent. So
Might not even make the roster, but got the jersey.
Yep. Yeah. No, I'm not. I'll look that up right now, but I'm not 100% sure if anyone else did.
I got you. How'd you guys feel about the Vikings?
I really can't tell you who we picked after the first 2 days. So just fantastic.
Tell me your favorite moment. Was it when they traded their pick to the Packers? Was that your favorite part?
Or when they traded their pick to the Lions.
Did they do one to the Bears too? Oh my!
It was the Lions
surprised
and the
they didn't.
Packers. Like just helping their rivals out. It's fine.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Go ahead.
No, I don't have anything to say about that anymore. I mean, we talked about it that last chat. Just you're helping your division rival. They've got potentially the worst wide receiving group in the NFL with, how great of a quarterback they have. They just lost they're probably the best wide receiver in the league, and you're helping them move up and get someone. I don't know this kid from North Dakota State. I don't know how good he is. I'm hoping there's a big learning curve between FCS and NFL. So hopefully he'll suck, but I mean, Aaron Rodgers makes anyone good. He even makes Lizard King get some catches.
Lizard King is solid number 1. Lizard King is.
Yeah.
Is that not one of? I don't know. I guess is Joey the only one who watches The Office? Is the Lizard King quote like one of the most underrated quotes in The Office?
Robert California.
Robert California. Yeah.
That is one of the most
I'm the
underrated.
fucking Lizard King. Oh god, yeah. And they bleep in everything. It's great.
I always feel like with The Office there, if you look at it, if you just go in with the expectations of like there's Michael Scott Office and then there's Post, like you can't combine them because obviously Michael Scott Office is way up here. But if you look at it differently, like Robert California, he has his moments that are really fucking funny, and that's one of them. Like I'm the fucking Lizard King and shit.
See, I can watch that part of The Office. It's after he's gone and Andy is the manager for that full season. I can't stand it after that. That's when I can't watch that season. The final season I'm okay watching because there are some good parts of that, but man, they really turned Andy into a douche.
Yeah, they turned Andy from being a decently smart person that went to Cornell that is just quirky and weird to person that can't manage a regional paper company. Come on. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But my favorite Robert California one is the when he goes to shut down. I can't think of the branch, but anyway, and he comes in, he's all hungover and was puking. He's like, I got into a case of what was it? God damn it! Something Reds, California Reds, and some Colombian Whites. It was great.
Oh, shit. Well, I know you weren't on the Saturday one, but Clark, how'd you feel about the Chiefs? So I know I felt pretty good about it.
I think they crushed it, man. They went and got some great talents. Sure, they didn't take one of the top wide receivers, but I feel like Sky Moore, dude's got some size, some speed, massive freaking hands. He's shown some promise. And then after the draft, they just went and got another big body guy who's actually coming back from a few injuries, Justin Ross out of Clemson. Dude was slated to be like the number 1 pick out of that class until he got hurt.
Right.
So I think the Chiefs are doing some work, man. Really hit on the defense that first round with Duffy and the old Greek freak. So I like the way Veach worked, man. And I was reading Twitter here earlier while I was holding my daughter, and it was Brett Veach talking about the draft, and he said that the only thing Clark Hunt told him before the draft was you can't trade next year's first round pick. Draft next year is going to be in Kansas City. He's like, I want the excitement for the fans of a first round pick. Do not trade that one away. So other than that, he's like, go at it, man. Do what you do. So yeah, no, I really like where they went, what they hit. I think they got some good talent.
Yep, I absolutely love what they did, and this is where like I don't know why more teams and a lot of them do it, but like day 3, I feel like people think these are just wasted picks. But I mean, like from the 4th round, the Chiefs got a 6'3" cornerback, and in Division 2, so they're going to be learning curve. But they got 2 6'3" cornerbacks. They got a larger safety. They had the running back from Rutgers, who I believe ran like a 4.3. He was super fucking fast. And they got a first team, all SEC tackle with Darian Kennard out of Kentucky. So they also picked up quite a few. Players in the undrafted, like we mentioned, Justin Ross from Clemson. I know this is just me and Trent's probably favorite, but Mike Rose and Joey's seen him. I mean, he's a beast at linebacker. I thought that was kind of a steal getting him undrafted compared to 5th through 7th rounds. And then the Chiefs actually just traded a 7th round pick for a productive. I don't know if he was a starter, but another cornerback from the Texans, Lonnie Johnson. He actually had quite a bit of a game versus the Chiefs a couple years ago before he got injured in the game. So, I mean, that one's a little bit outside of the draft, but I mean, I feel like the Chiefs have just been going fucking gangbusters. I don't know about you, Clark. I was really worried going into this offseason where you're seeing these big splashy names, Khalil Mack, Russell Wilson, everyone getting traded into the division. And then I think the Chiefs made a big step forward. They were catching up to us. I think we made a big step forward with this draft and the players we're bringing in.
Oh, for sure. I think they made the right moves. Honestly, the Tyreek Hill trade, what did that result in? Their first round cornerback, McDuffie. Yeah. I think it also, the Sky Moore pick, was that from Tyreek Hill as well? They had 3 picks out of this draft, 3 good talents.
I would say I think it was a lower draft, but I mean, honestly, the only one that I questioned about, and it's not even too much, is I don't know too much about that Brian Cook in the 2nd round. I didn't know he was good enough to be going that high, but once you get to the 7th round, that's a freaking gamble as is. I mean, I don't see one player that they drafted that I'm really too concerned with. They either have a size or it's a position of need, and go for the guy that has a size at that point, if anything. So
yeah, you can't teach size.
Remember when the Vikings traded Stephon Diggs, which was really needed because he was kind of a cancer to Twitter, I guess, or whatever. He was a diva. We got Justin Jefferson out of it, so
there you go.
And I much prefer Justin Jefferson over Diggs.
In the Chiefs, they got Mike Rose is a free agent. He was a Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year a couple years ago. Like, you don't get that by not being good. I mean, I think he's even got some good guys in free agency there.
And the way he had to play in the Big 12, he was kind of that all-around, basically like cover-your-ass linebacker where, people slip through the first layer of defense. He was always there making the tackle. He was split out, and he would be covering these wide receivers. He was playing a lot of stuff that I think is going to translate pretty well into the pros.
So I also thought it was interesting that and I listened to like the Dan Patrick show yesterday on my way down here because 14 hours I got to listen to something. The perception in the NFL right now of wide receivers being kind of like what running backs were like 3-4 years ago, and everything's just plug and play. And so like people are making a big deal about like the AJ Brown or Hollywood Brown stuff instead of trading for those guys. Why not take a flyer on some of these receivers because it was such a deep class? And like Dan Orlovsky was saying it, Phil Simms was saying it, like or Chris Simms, sorry. It's just when you put so much money in these quarterbacks, like you were talking on Saturday, Brian, about plug and play receivers. We kind of laughed at you because not everyone has Patrick Mahomes, but there's a lot more quarterbacks that can do that for these receivers now, and especially when they're coming out so talented. It's pretty damn good.
I have one name for you, Troy Williamson. He was supposed to replace Randy Moss for the Vikings, and he had hands of stone. I mean, he was faster than Tyreek Hill, I think, and he could get past everyone. But you threw, Culpepper would throw perfectly to him, and he would drop it every time.
Yeah, I guess there's a reason why I didn't recognize him. He wasn't that good. I was like, Troy
He lasted like 2 seasons, I think, and it was. Let me look it up for sure, but I think they spent the first rounder on him, and
But I mean, honestly, while you're looking that up, think of everything that these kids are going through. And Joey, we were doing it when we were in high school 15 years ago, the 7-on-7s, the AAUs, and all this stuff.
Yep.
All they're doing with especially kids that are focused 100% on football, they're just doing those skills. They know they have to. They've seen the Tyreek Hills now for 4 years. I got to be the fastest guy out there. I got to be the tightest route runner. You're going to start seeing the ability of these wide receivers, like you said. What you're going to see is these guys that you're going to get the first 3 years out of these wide receivers, and then if they start to get to the point where they're going to hold out for a contract, they're just going to trade them to someone who doesn't desperately need it, and then, like I said, just kind of plug and play, and like you said, take a chance on a Sky Moore. If he doesn't work out, well, next wide receiver in,
So
right, and go ahead.
So when the Vikings traded Moss to Oakland, they got this number 7 pick in the first round. They drafted Troy Williamson then, and he ran a 4.3 240. I mean, he was freakishly fast, but he could not catch a ball to save his life.
Tends to be important for wide receiver.
It's a nice skill to have.
It's a nice one to have.
So you want to skip down here and go over some schools that had a crap load of picks.
Yeah, I was a little wrong with our guessing on who would have the most picks, but that was the fun part of it.
No, not you. It's not you being wrong.
Did you say Texas would have the most?
No, I wasn't that wrong.
I think Texas had the least, tied with Prairie Valley High School.
Yeah, and the School of the Blind and everything else. No, I mean,
and Scotland High School did too.
Honestly, I was shocked.
I thought.
Go ahead.
Oh, for a second there, I thought Trent was wearing a Prairie Valley shirt.
Under Armour shirt.
I know.
No, I was a little shocked because when I was getting the results for whose school had the best outcome here. I mean, Georgia had 15 picks. I mean, were they all starters, or were these just like seniors that had playing time and they realized they were just on one of the best defenses ever and just took them? I mean,
we got their safety.
I think like their 6-string cornerbacks were getting drafted. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. I said we got their safety.
So, I will say Nakobe Dean falling as far as he did was a big shock to me, with as big as his name was in the NCAA postseason. But did you hear it was most likely because he refused to get surgery on his shoulder before the draft?
Yeah, didn't he have like a torn pec or something like that?
So yeah, so there's some serious medical concern with Nakobe Dean. So was it the Jets that took him? I can't remember.
I believe
It was
so.
the Eagles.
Eagles.
Yep.
So I mean, maybe I know the Eagles had a pretty hellacious draft. They had a lot of picks and they had a lot early. So maybe they've got the depth to give them a chance to rehab and get in there. But yeah,
you potentially have a top 10 pick, and all you have to do is potentially wait out a year. I feel like it's the same thing as Justin Ross.
Yep.
If you can hold off 1 year without having to use him and get him healthy, that could be worth it right there.
Yep.
So, but so just going down the list here, we had Georgia had the most at 15. I wanted to note that just because kind of an outlier there. Honestly, no offense, Ryan, I was shocked with LSU being 6 and 7 last year. They had 10 picks. I mean, you always will have those talented kids in the SEC, but I was just shocked at because you had the second most right behind Georgia.
I forgot you have to unmute yourself to be able to talk on this. I forgot about that. I honestly didn't realize that there were 10 from LSU that went for the draft, to be honest. I didn't see that happening just because they didn't have a great season last season. So that's great for them. Bad for LSU, but hopefully Brian Kelly can replace those guys.
Well, the transfer portal, it's immediate. All you got to do is open up your checkbook, dude. Just bring them back in.
That's true. That's true. And LSU has a big checkbook.
Yeah, they do. I'm pretty jealous of you guys right now.
Pretty positive. Tim McGraw could probably buy more players for LSU than anybody altogether at Iowa State.
Well,
yeah.
We haven't started NIL talk yet.
Yeah, we'll do that next pod here.
NIL's in everything now. You can't escape it, Joey.
Yeah, true.
That's true.
But
I just signed my deal today.
oh,
Congratulations.
I know. So something with the Vikings and the Bears, they were vying for the same GMs. I know the Bears got Ryan Poole out of Kansas City, and then we got I don't know how to say his name, Kwesi, I think Kwesi something, and I think they both kind of did the same thing. They both traded back to take a safety right away, and then traded back to get a CB right away. So they're like, okay, who's going to do it better? Is Poles going to do it better, or is Kwesi going to do it better? So that's going to be kind of a storyline for Vikings and Bears fans to compare throughout the year.
little rivalry. Who's the best at trading back?
Yeah. Well, we are, because we give our division rivals better players.
See, I think the Vikings doing that was not a bad thing in the first round because they kind of needed a corner. Those really good corners were already off the board by 12. So they traded back because they knew they could get their guy later and still get an extra pick for the number 12 pick. And then they ended up getting Booth in the second round. So
I don't have an issue with the trade. It's just, why are you doing it with division rivals? I can guarantee you there's somebody else out there that was going to offer something,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they didn't get a lot. They didn't get a lot for it too. They still had to give up their second round pick to Detroit. All they did was get 10 picks better in the second round, and then they got a third round too. And if you're lucky in the third round, you'll catch a Daniil Hunter or something, but it's very rare you get anybody outside the first round that actually makes something of themselves in the NFL.
Yep. Nope. I'd say, no offense, that's where you got to almost emulate what Beach does. Just get the diamonds in the rough that you can find, and if anything, get the size or speed. You're going to have to go one way or another on it, and just, like you said, kind of hope for the best and develop them the best you can.
I'm really interested about watching Trubisky and Pickett go against each other this year. See which one's going to get the start for Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh, yeah.
Don't forget Mason Rudolph there now.
We can forget about Mason Rudolph.
Don't forget about the kid from South Dakota State, quarterback from South Dakota State. The Steelers drafted him. So they drafted two quarterbacks.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Might have a Robert Griffin and Kirk Cousins situation here in a couple of years,
Yep.
Yeah.
So the Vikings will end up with their worst player then, huh?
I shouldn't say
that. Yeah. I shouldn't say that. Kirk has had a little bit better career than RG3.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but what about Geno Smith or Geno Stone? Wait, Smith. Stone
Geno
played at
Smith?
Iowa. Yeah.
Didn't
Sorry,
Geno
it was
Smith
Geno Stone.
wasn't he with the
Seahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
he's their
still
starter.
is.
Yeah.
No, isn't Drew Lock's their starter, right?
I heard
I don't know.
that it was Geno Smith.
No.
I also heard that the Browns kind of fucked themselves by not trading away Baker, because if they cut him now, they owe him all $19 million. So that was another shocker from the draft weekend for me.
Good for him.
The Browns doing something terrible with the quarterback they have? No, can't
Yeah.
be the Browns.
What are they doing? Like, you can't keep him on that roster now. Like, that's just stupid. And you didn't get any picks for him. Like, why, without a first round talent really at quarterback this year, anyone would throw a second or a third round pick at him if the Browns picked up, like, say, half the tab. But now they got to pick up full damn tab and don't get anything for it.
Yeah, that's exactly why, Joey, because they know that they're not going to get it. Any team is just going to hold off until they don't have to pay it now. They know the Browns are fucked.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, no, I get I see what you're saying from the other side. As another team trying to get him. That makes more sense.
Yeah. No, I think we'll definitely see it once we unfortunately see injuries coming up.
Sorry, Siri just jumped in for no reason on my computer.
You're good.
So the next bullet point here, we kind of hit on this, but Texas, they're not getting anybody drafted. All that money and no draft picks.
Yep. No,
You
they
hate to see it.
they are fled for the SEC and they have nothing to show for it talent wise. It seems like. I want to read the list because I took a little time really to specifically point out how bad they had this year. Like, you can say Iowa State had 0 draft picks several times and you go, yes, we're also not Texas and have, however big their athletic department is. I don't know it off the top of my hand. I know it's one of the top 3 in the country for sure. But
if we're gonna keep doing this YouTube live, we need to get Bryant like a Jeopardy background or something as he drops all these facts on us and lists them out.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
A little bullet point, and then just like I go down the points here.
Yeah.
I think I can
Exactly.
But
at least get you a whiteboard in the background or something.
I got a whiteboard. I can get that figured out here. But
nice.
Here are some teams that had at least one player drafted. Iowa State, of course, included. Kansas had one player drafted. Indiana, they had.
Was that Kansas like a team that's often declared the worst team in Division I football?
And the team that beat Texas last year.
You don't say.
Is that the same team that had the Kansas City Jayhawks that won the national championship this year?
Yeah,
correct.
Won basketball. But Indiana, they had one player drafted, and they went 2-10 this year after their whole surprising COVID run. University of Texas San Antonio, the old Roadrunners, they had 2 people drafted. Villanova, who is more of a basketball school than anything. The Yale Bulldogs, and then there were 5 Division II schools that had a player drafted. That includes Fayetteville State, a cornerback that went to the Chiefs there. Northwest Missouri State. Washita Baptist, of course, we all know them. Valdosta State, which Valdosta is not a state, that's a city in the state of Georgia. And then Lenore-Rhine. All of those schools had at least one more draft pick than the fucking Texas Longhorns.
I think North Dakota State had 4.
Who had 4?
What'd you say?
I think North Dakota State had 4.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, but North Dakota State's good. I was trying to look at the most obscure fucking. It wouldn't shock me. North Dakota State has 4. To be honest, they have a solid program up there. But
so here's something I'm kind of surprised about. I was just looking at ESPN's way too early top 25, and I think it was updated on April 21st. They actually don't have Texas in there. I'm shocked.
I thought they had one where they were like 12 or 8 or something.
I think Ryan froze.
No, Hawkeyes are 25th. I'm here.
Technical difficulties live.
So they didn't have Texas overrated then, huh?
No, they did not actually. I think LSU's top 10.
Well, makes sense. SEC. See, remember, we talked about it last year. You have to have all your SEC teams at top, so when they lose, they're good losses or bad losses, and they can kind of mishmash all the SEC in between.
Yeah, I didn't see Iowa State on there, but I did see Iowa at 25. So that's, huge.
I just clicked on it, and they have Iowa at 15.
No. The one I looked at
that's-
was like April 21st.
That's the one from Blackheart Gold Pants, Joey. Stop looking.
No, but this no, Trent, damn it. But no, this one, the one I'm looking at is from January 10th, so that make more sense. But
Either way, Texas is not, now that they're in the SEC, maybe they'll be looked down upon.
Brian, one of those schools that you named that had a draft pick that Texas didn't sounded like a school from like the Marvel universe.
Wichita Baptist?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
There's like Southern Alabama. There's so many schools that are just funny when you compare it to the Texas Longhorns, but I wanted to really stick the knife in and twist it with mentioning their Division II here.
So,
right.
Well, while we're speaking of, Texas not getting any picks, did you see that Texas Tech had a basketball player get signed as an undrafted free agent?
Yeah, tight end, wasn't he?
Yeah, Marcos Santos Silva, one of their big time. He's a big forward for Texas Tech, dude, dominant on the basketball court. But the Browns signed him as a tight end.
I did not see that. That's kind of cool.
Announcing now, this is just drafted. I don't know the undrafted free agents how many Texas might have had, but so far Texas Tech basketball 1, Texas football 0. So we can fact check that later. But the only other thing I wanted to talk about Texas sucking, because they've had different tiers of it. In the apparently the last time this happened was and the only time it's happened twice in the last, I think, 70 years. Mac Brown's final year, Texas had 0 draft picks. During Charlie Strong's final year, they had a loss to Kansas, and there's only been 4 total ever. And then in Tom Herman's final year, they had a defense that gave up 30-plus points after halftime to Oklahoma. Sark is such a good coach that he was able to have all 3 tiers of the Triple Crown of sucking done in his first year as coach. So he literally can only go up.
Got that out of the way.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we got – it's been too long since we've hated on Sark, People forget.
Yeah, it's been a couple months.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just preparing to set that bar even lower. Like, let's bring it down a notch.
He's like, hey, we're going to pay these athletes close to $1 million to come to Texas, and we're still going to suck.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, true. This is all unpaid players so far from Texas. We got to see what the paid product's going to do.
Yeah, that was good. See, this YouTube thing is good. So we couldn't see Bryant do this around unpaid if he weren't on YouTube right now. So I like this.
Laser, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what we're talking about. No shit.
Sorry, I just thought I heard Dart from 14 hours away. I think someone's got a cat in the hotel.
Snuck in your
Out of the
suitcase.
walls.
Right.
So Iowa State is the next bullet point here. 4 picks this year, but still, it's going to be 50 years without a first rounder. But
yeah,
what's that?
As it should be.
Who cares? Does it mean anything? No.
Yeah, that was
If it pisses you guys off, I hope it's 70 years.
Yeah, oof.
It's just one more thing that Hawkeye fans can hang over Cyclone fans' head.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys should get some better tight ends.
Wait,
Some better
hold on a
blocking
second.
tight ends.
Which fan base brought this up? I don't even care. Like, I hope you did.
LSU did.
I hope next year you guys have 22 first round picks, so that when we beat you, we could be like, "Hey, we beat the whole first round."
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the optimistic Hawkeye that we've been looking for.
About time I show up, right?
Yeah, right. So, no,
It takes me losing $10 to Trent to show back up.
Linderbaum going 25th was
God.
the most perfect thing ever. Like, I'm sitting there not sweating. It is $10, but I'm just
Right.
like, this would be amazing. And it happened at 25.
That was just perfect comedic timing, especially after like a few picks before that. It's like, oh, by the way, they traded their top wide receiver. So you're like, fuck, they're gonna go for another wide receiver in the draft and then pull Lindenbaum out of their ass.
So this is exactly how it happened. I got home from dinner, went to my brother's, was watching the draft. Maisie got home from dance, was sitting next to me, and all the Hollywood Brown stuff came through, and I was like, oh, sweet, they're going to take a receiver. So I stand up, go to the bathroom. As I'm peeing, Jack goes, they just took Tyler Linderbaum. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I get back out there, I was like, Jesus. And Maisie goes, Joe, don't talk like that. And I'm like, I get scolded because of this shit.
The old Joey Hamilton bet backfires again.
Have I won one yet? I don't think I have.
I don't think you have.
I should go back and check my Venmo. I think maybe I had to pay you for something earlier. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was probably for the pool so we could pay other people to win. So it probably wasn't even for me.
It wasn't even a bet.
No. Cool.
Yep.
So,
but the kid from UNI, he went. What did he go? He went like 16, maybe.
yeah, the Saints like he was supposed to. I think it was their first pick, 16.
Yep. Good for him.
Yep. So University of Northern Iowa, directional school, one more than Texas had drafted. So let's just keep adding into it. But no, I would say I guess the one thing I wanted to point out just and to kind of make fun of us a little bit, Trent, just to point out how bad 50 years without a draft pick that's pretty bad. The last pick that got picked up was in 1973 by the Houston Oilers, which means they had a franchise. The franchise got traded to a different city. More time passed. They rebuilt a new franchise in that city. They've been around for 15 years, and we still haven't had a first-round draft pick in that time.
It all happened so quick, the whole franchise thing, though.
How have we not had some 6'6" freak of nature just stumble into Ames, Iowa, and we captured him for a couple of years to get him onto the football field? I mean, insane, man.
Even with all this Texas hate, I am still going to drive by the stadium tomorrow because I can't not do that. I'm going to make sure I hit all these stadiums that I can while I'm here.
Take pictures.
Quick, Joey, off the top of your head, what's the name of the Texas stadium?
DKR Texas Memorial Stadium.
Okay.
I just looked it up on Google Maps.
I'm sad because I forgot what it was, but if they still had NCAA football, I'd have known every fucking single stadium's name in the country.
Yep. And next week I can go. I've already been to OU Stadium, but I can do that again. So that'll be fun.
So I bet you can't get a picture of yourself taking a deuce in front of their front door.
I'm not going to do that. Maybe horns down. Maybe I can get someone to take a picture of me doing horns down. That would be spectacular. So everyone carries down here, and I don't really want to get shot.
Yeah. That horn's down there, boy.
We don't take too kindly to your kind around here.
You don't take too kindly to the horns down, folks down here.
Well, you from Iowa or something?
Yeah.
Yep.
What gave it away? The hat?
Right.
It'd make more sense if you were wearing a Big 12 team hat.
I think most of the country hates Texas. I mean, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Most of
they
Texas
were half
hates
of my.
Texas.
There's that too. They were half of my favorite college football team and one of my favorite sporting events ever. So
that national championship.
Yeah, I love
that game. Was awesome.
That was possibly the dumbest way you could have said that, Joey. They were half of your favorite sporting event.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking to the same guy that used to have 5 favorite NCAA football teams, and everyone makes fun of me for that shit. So
yeah,
West Virginia
flipping double birds again.
Oh.
What were they, Joey?
Iowa, West Virginia, Miami, LSU. I think it was Mizzou was my 5th one.
Yeah. I remember West Virginia because of Pat White and Steve Slade.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
Joey, I'm like you when it comes to baseball. I think I had two favorite teams until I settled on being a Twins fan. I went from first the Mariners because of Griffey. I mean, who didn't love Griffey? Come on.
Mhm.
So I was a huge Mariners fan, and then after him, I was all about Noma Garcia Parra over there in Boston. So I was a Boston guy, and then that was done, and then it was like, well, you know what? I live in South Dakota. Maybe I should just like the Twins. So now I've been a Twins fan forever. So
Right. Clark, are you bragging over there? I see you holding up your empty bottle.
I thought he had a shake weight.
Shake weight.
It's not working. I don't know what's wrong.
Joey, I gotta ask. I keep seeing like red lights and blue lights. Like, are you at a?
Hey, Kanye.
Are you at a club?
No. So the hotel Wi-Fi is so spotty here that I had to move from the desk area to the area right in front of the television. So
Okay.
I'm literally sitting right here.
Remember when you were kids and your parents told you not to sit so close to the TV? Well,
Yeah.
this is one of those instances. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I can't help it. So I got a front row seat to a 50-inch LCD screen.
Yeah, I just saw flashing lights, just different colors, and I thought you were at a rave.
Not in Vegas or Nashville yet. Soon.
All right.
Oh, shit. I think, guys, no offense, I think Trent's kind of stalling with that little bit there because he doesn't want to get to the USFL and his team for this last week.
And that's the end of this podcast.
Yeah.
No, our last thing to talk about is the USFL. And if you've all been following along to the podcast, I'm a Maulers fan, and they suck. So,
Panthers won.
yeah, the other team that hadn't won a game, they just shut us out. So,
See, that's bad. When it's the two worst teams and then one just absolutely shit pounds the other one,
yes,
that's terrible.
yes.
My
Well, real quick,
Breakers
Trent, how many
finally lost.
touchdowns did you score this weekend?
What's that?
How many touchdowns did you score this weekend? That's our metric if you did bad or not.
As many players as Texas got drafted.
Okay, there it is.
Zero
I mean-
points. We didn't get a field goal. We didn't get a safety. We didn't get any points at all. Shut out.
How many minutes of the game did you watch, Trent?
Yeah.
So I did have it on. That game was on Sunday, I believe. Yeah.
Mhm.
I had it on just in the background as I was kind of dozing off. So I watched a little bit of it. And they're trying to be a power running team, and I think they need to go away from that because, well, look what it's done for them.
Yeah, I mean, you've had two shutouts so far. I mean, anything different at this point.
We've had two shutouts. We got shut out the first game.
Or three. No, I'm sorry. You got 3 points.
We
It was
scored
no
three. Come on.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So,
You know, I did see that their Twitter has been trying extremely hard to
yeah.
find the silver lining in their 3 losses. I think this week they posted something about having forced the most turnovers so far.
Look at us.
Watch out for that D. You know, they're going to give up 20-some points.
That's what she said.
So their Twitter also put out like a Twitter poll that was like, what cam is your favorite? And it's like the referee cam, the helmet cam, the drone. Yeah. And like, so I just looked at the comments and they're all like, the pizza cam or the win cam. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that win cam in a while, huh?
We've never seen it actually.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, honestly, other than Trent, did anyone else even watch any minutes of the USFL this weekend? Yeah. I feel bad. We went all in on loving them, and like week 3, it's like I could care less. I would rather just nap the TV off than have it on. It's just.
But again,
just
like,
renting out this stadium has to be losing them a ton of money.
There couldn't have been 150 people at that Maulers game.
Oh, right.
No.
Do you think any
I-
like their TV numbers? Do you think they've still got any showings over 1 million? Any of the games?
Well, we talked. There's no sports going on, so they very well could, and just like background noise, or it's just on. I don't know, man.
I had to laugh because I think Michigan put out a tweet that said the best fans in the USFL, and there's like 2 people at the game that they're signing autographs for.
You guys ever see that? It reminds me of that old Family Guy bit, and they're making fun of the WNBA for no fans, and they're like, that's why these players command thousands of dollars a year, and they're like, is all that is that least amount of talent worth the thousands of dollars? That's for the fan to decide, and just was the one guy in the yeah. That's why I feel like the USFL. Just I don't know. Like I feel like if they would travel and like if they happen to be like in Iowa, like in Des Moines or something, right now, I'd probably go and watch them because that might be a fun thing to travel. But like all in Birmingham, you got to rely on people in Alabama loving that much football.
Right.
Kevin just brought up on Twitter the guy smoking after the practice. Like, these guys are really serious.
That was my gamblers, baby. We have what would we say? What's the longest yard? The mean machine?
Mean machine, yeah.
Yeah, we're the true mean machine team. Except we've lost 2 games, so.
You beat Michigan.
No, true. We beat the Panthers and lost to those dang old bandits this last weekend.
Woo-hoo!
So,
I don't see the USFL going more than a season. It can't.
I don't either.
Because if they even do have good players, they're going to go to the XFL anyway.
yeah.
Trent was really hoping they cancel week 4.
But he bought a shirt. He's stuck with this.
Here's a question. So with them being in Birmingham, Alabama, and then being, they're all probably Alabama football fans. They're close to Florida. They're fairly close to Georgia. So, I mean, there's professional sports teams close. Let's say this league were in Des Moines or somewhere where there's no professional sports teams. Do you think attendance would be better?
I honestly think there are more people at the indoor football game in Rapid City that I went to than there have been at these games.
See, as I'm saying, like they put it in a town or a state that's starved for professional sports, and maybe it does better.
I mean, honestly, like I'm trying to think. Keep one in Birmingham. I think because you only have Alabama football to compete with, and that's it. But get some Little Rock. I mean, there's no professional team in the middle of the state. Des Moines, there's no professional team in the middle of that state. I think if you can get some key areas where there's not a pro team to compete with, you might do for Oklahoma City. I mean, there's plenty of towns to spread it around.
Clark would be taking that easy 2-hour drive south, going to all the games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't leave my house on the weekend, Trent.
How about the best QB in the league that's for Joey's team? Used to be a Vikings quarterback.
Yeah, got rid of him too soon. The old Sloter.
Good old Sloter goat.
Yeah. Joey, do you want to talk about how
River making his first appearance?
I don't think Joey can hear us. Yeah,
I think he's on mute or something.
Joey.
But
technical difficulties.
You got Kyle Sloter. Well, he's leading the league with passing at 656 yards, which I guess after 3 games that's pretty good, especially with what this league is. The breaker, I would say the Gamblers, my team, has the leading rusher at 310 yards, Mark Thompson. And the Breakers have the second rusher, Jordan Ellis, at 243. And then Breakers again have the leading receiver at 165, Johnny Dixon. And then Trent, your Maulers, they have the second best wide receiver. Bailey Gaithers has 159.
Yeah, solid.
So Breakers have all the offense in the world. It looks like they just had the one-off game.
Can we all agree the best thing about this is the helmet cam, and then we just kind of move on from USL? The NFL, you take that idea, and then that's it.
Yeah. I'm telling you, just make it goofy at this point. Like we said, put the 3-point play in there. They got to start getting desperate. Just think of weird shit. Make a, they do the fan polls. Hey, which cam do you like the most? Fuck it. What new rule do we want to have this week? Holding's 15 yards. Is a 15-yard penalty. You get one free pass interference in the game. I mean, fuck it. Just mess around with this.
One free pass interference. That'd be amazing.
That would honestly, that would be pretty legit because you could take all the penalties you want in the first, second, third, and then the fourth quarter you have that free one pass interference and you're up. I mean that
a pass in the end zone to win, you just take out their receivers.
You throw out your blue flag or whatever that indicates that you can that is the free one. I mean I'd be down for something like that.
Anything goes on this play.
Yeah, fucking.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, anybody got anything else to add to the USFL? I mean, I don't.
I just gave my suggestions to get the league a couple more weeks this year.
And I like it. Hopefully somebody high up at the USFL is watching. They can incorporate
comment
that.
below.
Yeah, comment below. We accept our royalties.
There you go.
All right. Well, Joey, can we hear Joey yet? I don't think we can. So I think somebody else is going to have to give the socials. Bryant, do you want to take Joey's job here?
Yeah, I'll take Joey's job.
I saw the look on his face. That's a big yes.
All right. Well, Joey's been fired. He's been put on mute forever. Well, that's how we're going to wrap this up today.
No, if you want to follow us at Heartland Pulse on both Instagram and Twitter. YouTube, obviously, if you're watching it, we appreciate you, but just look up Pulse of the Heartland on Facebook and Twitter. Follow, subscribe, like, anything else. Join us live on Tuesdays. I think we're going to do this a lot more often, so that would be fantastic to have you join in. Like I said, tell us how shitty our takes are. We can dick around back and forth, tell you how wrong you are. So
we're going to take a little break here. We're going to do Friday's pod. We always record it right after on Tuesday night, so that will be live. And I think in the meantime, Joey's going to learn sign language so he doesn't miss out.
I think Joey only knows one sign.
I think that was to Kevin too with the classic jokes.
All right. Well, we'll see you if you're listening to the podcast. We'll see you on Friday for the Funcast. And if you're going to stick around on YouTube, we'll see you in, 10 minutes.
All right. See you guys later.